Welcome back to True Endgame Light. In this guide, we'll go over how to get the class ensemble weapons and armor introduced in this Mr. Pandaria Remix pack. Since it's a limited time event that spans over the next 3 months, I'd suggest quickly grabbing these since they're relatively easy anyways. So let's get started. As a heads up, once we do get both the class ensemble appearances, our other characters will be able to purchase them for 7,000 bronze in total, 3,000 for the weapons and 4,000 for the armor. Or they can redo the achievements for more bronze caches on top of getting them for free. So let's begin. What we'll need to do first is hit certain levels in order to start working towards the achievements needed to unlock them. For the class ensemble armor, we just have to complete 2 out of 3 achievements under the achievement Landfall. We'll need to hit level 20 to unlock a campaign that starts here in the Vale of Eternal Blossoms. Take note, the quest to start this campaign is picked up from different locations depending on your faction. For Alliance, we'll pick it up from how do you say this name? Lyalia. That sounds right. For Alliance, we'll pick it up from Lyalia in front of the Shrine of the 7 Stars, who is this Night Elf riding the saber. For Horde, it'll be from Sunwalker Desco on the path in front of the Shrine of the 2 Moons, a Tauren Paladin. Now that we've started the campaign, we'll go through it, and the goal here is working towards reaching Exalted with the Dominance Offensive for Horde or Operation Shield Wall for Alliance. Since the limited event of the Mr. Pandaria Remix has buffed reputation gain, this will be fairly easy. We'll just follow through the campaign storyline and we'll get there eventually. Once we've reached Exalted, we'll have the first of 3 achievements we'll need to get in order to unlock the ensemble armor. From here, we can branch out since completing the whole Landfall campaign can take quite a while since it has over 40 quests. If you decide to opt out on this, we can do an alternative, which is to kill 3 rare mobs in the enemy faction's base. Since the rares are on the opposing faction side, I'd suggest getting on your non-dragon riding flying mount while you wait out in camp for them to respawn. If you do decide to complete the campaign, then it's worth it since completing the whole Landfall campaign will award you a greater bronze cache since it is part of the campaign achievements of Mr. Pandaria Remix. Throughout the quests, we'd also receive these caches of infinite treasures, and as the cherry on top, we'd also be able to earn the faction's respective mounts. For Alliance, it'll be the Grand Armored Griffin, and for Horde, it's the Grand Armored Wyvern. So there you go. And now for the class ensemble weapons, it'll be pretty much the same process, but this time we need to progress enough and be at level 50 since this will take place in the Isle of Thunder. Take note, we'll only need to complete 1 of these achievements to unlock the ensemble weapon for every class. So what we'll want to do is head to the Isle of Thunder, and to do that, we first have to pick up the quest in Townlong Steps, and keep a note that the quests are picked up in slightly different locations for Horde and Alliance characters respectively, but they will both be near the Shadowpan Garrison. In there, we'll initiate a quest line that takes us to the Isle of Thunder and turn in your quest so that we'll get a Heartstone which can teleport us back to our Island of Thunder faction hub anytime we want. Before we proceed, here are our options since we only need to do 1 achievement to get the ensemble weapons. For the first option, we'll just have to kill 3 rares in the island. I'd recommend looking for rares far away from Nalak and the raid entrance since that area has a lot of foot traffic and they'll most likely kill the rare before you even get there. Here are some rare notes. The Haywire Sunreaver Sentry has a 21% chance to drop a Micro Sentry pet, so if you're out there collecting pets, why not? Molthor has 2 spawn points where it's either on top of a tower in Stormsea Landing or inside of the Swollen Vault on the far back side. Progenitus is at the highest peak in Ikaluk Crag. Beware of its Unleash Blood ability since it can knock you off the cliff. Lastly, I wouldn't recommend fighting Rasha as either a melee or damage over time class, aka a dot class, since he has a debuff that heals him when he takes damage from you. He gives little to no indication of when he uses this, plus he's guarded in a cave by 2 high health mobs. Now for our second option away, we'll want to complete the Isle of Thunder campaign, so we'll follow the questline we picked up from earlier. This method might be the quickest way to get that weapon ensemble in my opinion, since it only took me about 15 to 20 minutes. As the third option, it'll be killing 2 world bosses as well as completing the Throne of Thunder raid on any difficulty. Now keep in mind that this third method might be the longest of all options since you'll have to kill 12 bosses in this raid in order to get the achievement, but that's about it. You'll have both the class ensemble armor and weapons, and if you complete this on 1 character, it'll unlock account-wide, but that doesn't mean every class that you have or every alt character you have will have the armor and weapon. It just means that your alt characters can purchase the ensemble armor and weapon for 7,000 bronze, 3,000 for the weapon, 4,000 for the armor. If this guide was helpful, consider subscribing for more WoW content and check out True Endgame's website in the description down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.